All right. So, when asked to give me a few random facts about Han Ji, her friend exclaimed, "What isn't random about Han Ji?" She bakes a mean baklava, doesn't mind dogs that bark at windshield wipers, and she's fluent in 3, if not 4 languages, and can curse like a New York City cab driver in all of them. Han Ji herself describes herself as a self-taught painter, a Korean Taiwanese, born in Taiwan during martial law, raised in South Africa during apartheid, and now married to a Mainer. She talk about a culture shock. She thanks her poor taste in low-class comedy and an interest in politics to deal with her daily dose of culture shock. She says, "Because of my goofy sense of humor, I've often found that people or politics that I don't agree with always turned out to inspire me the most. Using that sense of humor, I raise awareness of serious issues by telling stories and making people laugh." Please give a loud hoot to our next presenter and PK board member Han Ji Chang.
Thank you. So I came to America the year 2008. And that was a really exciting year to move here because that was a year of hope and change. It really made me feel like I can become anyone I want in this land of freedom. So right now is a really interesting time to be an immigrant here because when we go down to places such as Arizona, we cannot drive without being stopped every 15 minutes because everyone wants to find out who we are and where we're from. We're getting I feel like I'm getting more attention than Tom Cruise's divorce. I'm really flattered. So exactly how free is freedom? One side you have people saying, well, Obama's trying to tell me what I should eat, what I shouldn't. It's true, that's why you should vote for Mitt Romney. That way you have the freedom to eat whatever you want, but for some people, you just can't marry the person you love. Tough call, you can't have both, gotta choose one there. So a little bit about myself. I'm a self-taught painter. I mostly do portraits, do oil and acrylic and lots of cartoon characters and sometimes even cheap-scale interactive works. And this is a portrait of General Tso Chicken. General Tso is a really well-respected general in our history. I just never knew that he was a chicken until I came to America. So last time when I presented, some of you may know that someone came up to me afterwards and called me a communist, and I have no idea where that came from. But I guess I am of communist descent. Some of you may know that I am half Korean, but what you do not know is my grandparents are actually from North Korea. So long story short, my grandfather decided to go on a joyride from Pyongyang to Seoul the day the Korean War broke out. So the family got stuck in South Korea for the rest of their lives. And this is my cat, Chairman Meow. So I have never been in a country before that people are so obsessed about taxes. Honestly, I do not see what the big deal is because Romney has promised that if we vote for him, he's going to tell us a secret to be filthy rich like him. And so by end of next year, we are going to be paying less taxes anyway. And speaking of filthy rich, this is one of the interactive works. This is a portrait about a fellow named Goldman Sachs. Best thing about him is when you press his sack, it goes. So I have often find that people I don't agree with always turns out to influence me the most. And for example, my buddy Rush here really inspired me to do this work. In the process, I learned a lot of new vocabularies. So there are two things I've learned since I came to Maine. Number one, if you're driving up north from here in the summer, never take Route 1 through Wiscasset. And number two is, you've never really appreciated the taste of Maine until you've had the taste of the champagne of Maine. Personally, I'm lactose intolerant, but I mix milk for this thing. That is a real commitment right there. Sometimes I gamble and lose, but it's totally worth it. So how can I talk about the great state of Maine without mentioning our governor? The year 2010, when he gets elected, that was an exciting time for me again because it really made me feel like I can become anyone I want in America. And I have also learned that in order to run a great government, you have to run it like a discount store. Basically, you have to get rid of stuff that's not selling well, such as old people's healthcare and children's education, because none of those are important than opening up for business right now. And so I would like to thank, I'd like to thank our governor tonight for constantly reminding me of my constitution rights, and that is the freedom of speech. And when LePage took down the mural, his argument was the mural was biased. It only showed the labor side of the story. And that is true. And so tonight, that's why I'm gonna bring you the other side of the story, the employer side of the mural that you'll see in the next two slides. So here you have the original panel with the young guy working hard with his hammer. So what is the employer doing right now? He's working really hard on trying to win his game on the croquet. Perhaps a little margarita afterwards and sunny afternoon. And so what is... And this is the only slide in my presentation tonight that is not my work, because I do not have to do anything to this picture. It says it all, it's a work of art. And who can forget the day that woman in Maine grew a little beard? So I would like to make a toast. So last but not least, my cat, Chairman Meow, has a little message for you guys, so enjoy. Thank you.
God bless America. That was so much fun. Thank you, Han Ji. And I'm so proud to call myself the other Asian in Maine. Thank you.